for this demonstration, I'm exploring how forces causes motion using a simple balloon rocket. Here with me, I have two of my bench chairs. I have some wire. I have some tape, two balloons, a pair of scissors, a clothespin, and a straw that I previously cut. So first I'm going to start with my wire. I'm going to make sure if I can measure it to one end of the chair to the other to make sure they both can be tied in. That so far looks good. I'm going to take my pair of scissors. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to tie it to this end of the chair. And before I use the other end, I'm going to take my straw that was previously cut and I'm going to loop it inside the wire. And I'm going to take the other end of this wire and I'm going to tie it to the chair as well. I'm going to make sure my wire is straight as possible so I can make sure that my control variables stay the same, such as my string, such as when I start this rocket for the distance, of how far the distance goes. So I'm going to start with my green balloon. For my independent variable, I'm going to change the amount of air in the balloon. So if you have a balloon machine at home, lucky you. So I'm going to start with a small balloon. And I'm going to try to twist it as much as I can. I'm going to grab a clothespin. Make sure you have it on there as tightly as you can so the air will not release. I'm going to take some tape. Sometimes make sure your tape is already prepared. I have packaging tape, so that's a little different. So I'm going to cut some of that. And make sure it's not too much tape, because that's what I just did. So I want to make sure I can take it to the straw and onto the balloon as well. So for my dependent variable, I'll observe how far and how fast the balloon travels. So I am using the green balloon first. Make sure the wire is still as straight as possible. I'm going to pull it back as far as I can before I use a clothespin, let it go. I am predicting it might actually make it one end to the other. I feel like I put enough air in it. I didn't make it as small. So I'm going to let it go and see what happens. Oh no. Well, that did not work. That was a complete fail. Due to my clothespin not staying as tight as I want it to be. So we're going to throw this one out because this is a complete fail. And I'm going to do a purple balloon. Turns out it's blue. So this time I'm going to make sure that the clothespin is not as tightly on the balloon so I can make sure it releases. All right, so where I go, I'm still predicting that it may make it to the end of one end of the arc. So here we go. Nope, I was wrong. The amount of air that was in there it made it this far of a distance. So my control variables are the same thing. So it was the same angle, it was the same straw, it was the same tape placement. So I want to see what happens if I use a different balloon. The thing is, I have packs of balloons. So now I'm gonna try for a third time for the orange balloon to make it at this end. So I'm gonna blow a significant amount of air, and I predict that this time that it will make it to the end. All right, make sure the clothespin is on. And using some new tape as well. I'm having a little bit of technical problems, some issues really quickly. Note to self, make sure your tape is previously cut. And I'm going to do this again. I am going to predict that this significant amount of air is going to make it to one end toward the other that is inside this balloon. Alrighty. And here it goes. Close. It was close. So this demonstration shows Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The action is in the air pushing backwards out of the balloon, and the reaction is the balloon moving forward along the string. Based on my observation, I can infer that the amount of inside the balloon affects the strength of the force pushing it forward. More air creates a stronger backward push, which results in a stronger forward motion. This is my balloon rocket project. Thank you for watching me. I'm Kanisha, and have a great day.